Hello and welcome. My name is Chris Can with Australia's Mining Monthly and Mining Magazine, and we're in Singapore at the Future of Mining Asia. With me I have Dennis Quintero, who is with Quisumbing Torres. Dennis, thanks for joining us. I wanted to first ask you about what's happening specifically with critical minerals in the Philippines.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you for having me. Well, the Philippines has always been one of the most highly mineralized countries in the world. It is estimated that in terms of copper reserves, we are fourth in the world. In nickel, we are estimated to be the fifth, to have the fifth largest deposit in the world. So, as you know, these are all necessary for the energy transition. And in terms of the GDP growth of the Philippines in the first half of 2024, our GDP growth was 6%, one of the highest in the world. Now, if we are able to develop our mining industry to its potential, the GDP, it's estimated that the GDP of the Philippines could increase by at least 2%. So the Philippines wants to open new mines, specifically in the area of critical minerals. So we have, as I mentioned, copper, nickel, and our nickel also has cobalt in it. So the objective is to open new mines and for the government and the private sector to engage and develop a legal framework to support the value-added processing or downstream mineral processing in the Philippines.
Okay, so obviously critical mineral is a big part of that. Gold is a heavy endowment in the Philippines as well. The Philippines has been a bit of flux in terms of mineral policy over the past decade or so. Can you give us a feel for what's happening more recently? And when you say open up for specifically this critical mineral exploitation, what's actually happening on the ground and in the chambers of government behind closed doors that's going to make that happen?
Yeah, you're right. So from around 2012 up to around 2020, that was a period of policy uncertainty in the Philippines, and the mining industry practically stopped its development during that time. But since then, I believe we've learned our lesson as a country in terms of the importance of developing our mineral sector, and there's now a very lively and enthusiastic engagement between the government and the private sector to collaborate and work together to address and implement the needed reforms. For example, in terms of permitting, so there's been discussion on streamlining the permitting process, also implementing digitalization, and also there's been discussions already on how to institutionalize or legislate the needed legal and fiscal framework to provide for a long-term and stable framework for the development of the upstream and downstream mineral sector in the Philippines.
Okay, and Dennis, while I've got you, it's our first Future of Mining Asia. How have you found the experience? Did you get what you were hoping to get when you came here this week?
Yeah, for sure, it was great, and I appreciate Aspermont organizing a mining conference here in Southeast Asia. And this is really an opportunity for like-minded players in the mining sector to get together and think about how we can move forward the mining sector in this region.
Dennis, thanks very much for your time.